Hi, it's Chris from Chris Loves Crochet and Crochet Re-Creations, and this is the first day of May. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And why should you care and what can you do? Well, stick around and I'll let you know. So I just got back from school and we have a psychology club that meets every Wednesday, and so today we made these green ribbons with some hot glue gun and little pins and to pass them out for mental health awareness. And what we are going to be telling our students that we give these to that are willing to wear them is that it's not making a statement about yourself. All it is awareness. And wearing a pin, wearing a ribbon just says, hey, I am a friend, I understand, and I'm willing to listen. And that's what this month is about. It's not to fix everything. It's not to fix everybody. We're not all therapists out here, but all we can do is to be a listening ear. So I hope that you can do that. And if you're willing to make a ribbon, you can just make it out of ribbon, or I'm going to crochet a few and make those, because that's what we do. We crochet, so why not crochet some? Get some green ribbon or green yarn, I should say, and we will make some really simple little mental health awareness ribbons. Okay? Yay! So all we're gonna need to recreate this little ribbon for mental health awareness with a little pin that's hot glued to the back that can pin anywhere. You guys can just make these, that's fine too if you want to join in the support, but I'm gonna crochet mine. And the only thing that you're gonna need some green yarn at any weight. Just have the right crochet hook to go with it. This is a DK, and so I'm going to use a 4.5 to go along with it. And then you can use just a straight pin to pin it on your lapel. You could use a safety pin to pin it on your lapel, or pin it someplace on your lanyard at work or whatever. Or you could even get real fancy and use a pin, like a real brooch that you like, and just and pin it on with that, and then it's part of your fashion statement for the day. So I'm going to leave those up here too as a possibility. And put this away, and we'll need some scissors and a tape measure. Excuse me, and a needle for the embroidery needle to stitch in the ends. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I look at this pin, it's probably, if we double the length, it's right at about 3 1/4, and so it's probably about 6.5 inches. I'm going to make, I think, 8 inches of a ribbon. Let's see what that would look like. So here's 8 inches of a ribbon. It look about like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to do double crochet, 2 rows of double crochet the long way, and so I don't have so many rows to do. So I'm going to first do a loose chain and get it to, what's that fuzz about, and get it to 8 inches long. Okay. So go ahead and get your stuff and do a loose chain 8 inches long. I'm sure you don't need me to show you how to do a ribbon, but anyway, I'm going to do a couple rows of double crochet and then go back around it, I think with a reverse single crochet or a crab stitch, just to make it fancy. You could do some picots here and there, make it fancy. That would be nice. And show off your talent. And make people go, ooh, what is that? And then you can tell them. Okay, so I've got 8 inches. I'm going to chain 2 more. and then double crochet in the back. So here's the front. Here's our V's for the front of the chain. We flip it over to the back, and we see these bumps. You guys see the bumps? That's what I'm going to double crochet into all the way across. That way we have a nice edge to do a crab stitch on. So I go to my third chain, turn it over, find the hump, and just do a double crochet. So that's what I'm going to do all the way down, and then I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and then start in the very first stitch, because the chain 2 is just going to be a turning chain and not a double crochet. Okay, so you do that. I'm going to do 2 rows, you do 2 rows, and we'll be back in a second. So there it is. That's tough, huh? We got 8 inches of 2 rows of double crochet in green. And when you fold it over, oh so nicely, you have a ribbon. It's real tough. Then you can take a nice pretty brooch and put it on just the way it is if you'd like. I'm going to add a crab stitch to the end. Do I have this upside down? Oh, of course. I just want you to see what it looks like with a pin. Okay. So you could put it on like that with a pin, and it's very, oops, like that with a pin. It's very pretty. So to do a crab stitch, I just finished right here, and I do not turn. I will chain up 1, and for the crab stitch, for the reverse single crochet, we work from left to right. It's reverse, right? So instead of right to left, we work left to right if you are right-handed. So you go into the stitch. The first one is always the most difficult. You go into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through the 2 that's on the hook. And go into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull it through the 2 loops. Go through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it up, grab your yarn, pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. Oh, something. I'll fix that later. So this is the crab stitch. Go in, you're going left to right, and it's just a single crochet. So you're going under the V, under the whole stitch, and grabbing yarn, pulling yarn through so that you have 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. But it ends up looking without that little funky thing. To see where that goes. And you end up with a reverse crochet, a reverse single crochet, or a crab stitch. So I'm going to do this all the way around just to give it a nice little border. On the very ends, I did it this way instead of so many rows back and forth, just because it's a lot easier and quicker, and because then you can do any kind of edging that you want a lot easier without having the raw edge. So when I get down here to the raw edge, I'm just going to do my best and do the crab stitch across here, and then do the crab stitch down this end and bury that tail, and then come here and then fasten off right here with a slip stitch with my first one, and then I'll show you what I have. And then hopefully you can go on my Facebook Crochet Re-Creations Facebook page and show me what you have. What did you do? What did you do to make it fancy? Did you put a crab stitch on it? Did you do some picot? Did you just do it nice and simple because it just makes a statement all by itself? Did you use some fancy yarn and simple stitches and have it stand out that way? Post a picture up there. Let's see what we can do. Let's get this army together. This community of warriors for awareness of mental health. So there we go. I'll be back in a second. I should say also, when you get to a corner, you still, even though it's a reverse, we still want to put in 2 to 3 stitches here at the corner so that it doesn't round it out. That'll give us a nice corner. I'm going to put 3 in here before I go to the raw edges of the end. So anyway, I just put 3 there in the corner. Just wanted to throw that in there. So there it is, crab stitch and all, reverse single crochet. I did sew right over this first tail from the initial chain, so I'm just going to snip that off. In each corner I did 3 reverse single crochets, or 3 stitches, 3 crab stitches. Here at the end I just did 2 because I started with 1, and I'll just weave in this tail. It's not like this is going to get a lot of washing and be played with a lot, so it's not like you have to be really careful. I didn't do that very well. Be really careful about your ends, but you don't want things just hanging out there, right? That's just not nice. So anyway, so I'm just gonna weave this in and then trim off the tails. And if you guys would subscribe and like and maybe even share, and maybe we can get a little bit more awareness out there. We're doing so much better, I have to say. Us warriors of mental health awareness, doing so much better, and just being out there. So there's our ribbon. There's my other brooch that I brought in. My musical brooch that I just closed instead of opened. So you can put it on with one of these, or with a straight pin, or with a safety pin. Good grief! You don't have to get out a brooch, but sometimes you need an excuse to wear one, right? So isn't that pretty? So there's one. So let me see what you've done. I'll post some of these. This was so simple and so easy. I'll probably make, I don't know, 5 of them tonight and bring them in and see if I can find a few other teachers that would be willing to wear them with me. And I'm sure they will be. They're great people, teachers are, this month, or at least several days this month. So anyway, thank you for your time, and we've recreated the ribbon, and we always have a choice, so choose happy. Thanks. Bye.